I don't know where to start, so I'll start from somewhere I have left off. I had touched on something very interesting, and this is a triangle of three concepts. Right? Rent, jobs, relationships. Let's just fucking call ships, okay? And they are controlled by money, somewhat, or mostly, because like people need to figure out essentially their identity in a society, and everyone cares about it, and everyone's compared themselves to everyone else. But when it comes to reality, okay, everyone just forgets how to buy happiness. So they're lost in this competition the same way that you can get lost in trying to win in a Hearthstone game, when in reality you're playing against other players and making them feel miserable, right? So if you forget that dynamic, it gets pretty out of control, and I fucking hate it that there is so much sound going outside right now. I guess it's not that bad. Let's just try and keep going with that. It doesn't matter. Maybe it's not gonna shut down an entire video. Besides, my videos last forever, right? Forever. I sit down, I create a premise, I try to follow that premise as much as possible, and then I can turn things around at any moment. But usually, when I bend, I try and break that. I already made a video 3 hours long that pushed me into talking about or revealing that I, chatted with a girl and revealed the actual chat. I'm not afraid of revealing people's names. This is the most stupidest thing ever, right? I think we don't actually understand what stalking is and how much it doesn't actually exist, or it's just weird, right? Like, you should be able to give popularity to another person like a hot potato. Oh shit, your phone broke because everyone just pinged your notifications all of a sudden. Well, you just blocked the notifications and it doesn't fucking matter. You're not supposed to be hurt by anything that people think or do towards you. Whatever the monolith, the I, basically, the collective I happens to strike again. Oh shit. So, despite what happens to, like, Rebecca Black, it's just, to me, now it's supposed to be a normal event on the internet. The only problem is that everything that is normal quickly turns into the new normal, and everyone tries to dismantle the I instead of actually embracing it. The same way, the new normal of standing on a flat earth and not feeling its spin, all of a sudden your flat earth turns into a ball, because this is scientifically the new normal. And for me, that analogy is so precious right now. I definitely put a token for this, okay? And we should go back in there and understand more of it. New normal. Here you go. So I already explained what dumping grounds is. Justice dumper, not so much. Or dumpster. Not so much, but I also starting to forget, what does that mean? Mostly is the police is a dumpster ground. Yes, I actually should have touched on that, but I'll just gonna repeat myself, right? If there are bad police and good police, naturally, right? Yes, there are there are not so good policemen and then better policemen. If that's what we're qualifying as, then great. But I don't want to see bad who do anything bad and, don't get unpunished in the first place, because that kind of destroys the sense of authority that these people have. They're supposed to be just responsible for keeping peace. It's peacekeeping and nothing else. If they do anything else and they bleed out into society as, doing literal crimes, all of a sudden, I don't care how many bad policemen there are. We're talking about corruption, right? We're talking about a little corruption, about entities capable of living inside what we think is good authority. We're just being completely tricked at that point, because there's no way we can police the police anymore. They win. The moment police gets corrupted, like up to 5%, and that's completely reasonable for it to happen at the moment. But we will have to probably, change our ways, and or we're gonna be completely pushed away. Maybe that's what government meals are about, is realizing how broken the system is, and how to run away from corrupted entities as quickly as possible. It's almost like the dumping grounds is actually a good strategy. You must dump yourself somewhere else where it's actually safe, and find those locations. It's like the entire world is hot potato, and you have to just figure out which places are hot and which places are just kind of waiting on you to visit them, and they're gonna be friendly. Don't worry about it. They're gonna offer you jobs and shit. If you actually need one, maybe you just need a place to be after you have been burnt out. I don't know. Because there might, one thing that you break by making friends, you break all of those things, right? You will get job opportunities, you'll be able to recommend yourself more often, because you'll be using the power of friendship. Wow, a power that I did not care about, and now I'm suffering tremendously from, because nobody wants to be a friend anymore. It's too late. Now you're just a stranger that everyone's supposed to backstab and take money away from, Now you're just a customer, or that sort of stuff. Now you're just a crazy person. Literally, there's some kind of a limit upon which you can do certain things, and all of a sudden, once you reach that limit, you're dead. You're the guy in your 30s or something. Oh my god. Can people stop saying that stuff? You have reached this age, now you have to stop doing these things. And don't do that. Don't put stops in any way, any kind of... Don't expect people to be mature at all. It's kind of fucking stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. We don't have the responsibility to be slaves, right? That's kind of the whole point of life. Is the first thing you have to avoid is being a fucking slave and being mentally ill in terms of what you think mental illness is. If you have a problem defining what mental illness is, that is the only mental illness that actually exists, technically. If people have a problem, just like with corruption, if there are bad cops, we no longer have the security of what is the definition of police in general anymore, right? Because we have to improve that definition. The same way, if people fuck up mental illness definition, now the only mental illness that's at all relevant is the mental illness of people who undefine this super important word and have no idea what it means. So you have to really just sit down and wait for it, because eventually we have a collapse of major definitions, and we can redefine things all of a sudden if we wanted to. We can get upset about that, and we can just sit around and wait and laugh at people and pick up as much popcorn as you can, because technology is your best friend. Technology is the only friend that's going to fix your life. And this is why I say pop fix with addition of happy no life. You don't need to worry about it anymore. Technology came to fix things that are completely broken. Technology did not just exist out of randomness, right? Oh, people just randomly came up with something. No, people came up with the solution to the most game-destroying idea. What game? You may ask. I don't know what game people are playing against me. People are creating silence out of. People are creating all kinds of walls that I cannot climb over. This is how I feel, when I try and approach anything ever, anything ever. Do I have an impact on them? Am I capable of getting through and, talking and having a good conversation? Do I know where to get one? Do I know where to start having friends? Because friends is the most valuable resource I will ever get, and it's the most basic resource as well. So instead, I should be looking for money. Looking for money is kind of a waste of fucking time. I don't know what to do, and people are gonna push me away just like everyone else, asking me to be better educated, or asking me to work for free or something for the first few for the beginning of my career. I don't care. At the same time, you're not offering some fucking groundbreaking jobs all of a sudden. You're just offering groundbreaking money. And that's what just completely destroys your business model, because you have no idea to actually offer money for the same amount of work. And just let me be. Just no contracts, no nothing. Just let me do my thing. If I feel like I can do it. And that's it. Why there's so many walls? See, the competition doesn't even exist. Nobody's being trialed out. If you have a huge interest, if your business has a huge interest, you just try out a bunch of people, and what happens to the ones that do not make it? Well, they at least get the education, and they get the understanding of what is the average, and they have to move on. But they still should have ability to come back and retry as well. There are layers and layers of things that should be improved, and I can't adapt until it happens. I can't adapt to a society that doesn't actually work as a society. I can only get disappointed and just slowly die inside. That's how I feel. I mean, see, there is no choice at that point. You either die inside or you die inside and do work while you're dead inside, because the conditions are completely out of your control. And you're gonna be breaking people's hearts just by having a job, basically. That's what it means at that point. Having a job is actually lucky, especially if it's a good one, right? Working at McDonald's doesn't suit you? Wow, you're lucky to have a job like this. It's kind of fucking weird. Now, I have no fucking experience in running around and demanding people to give me a job, because that also is a trap. Demanding people, yeah, they're gonna give you a fucking job, and it's gonna ruin your life, basically. Because a lot of people who just willingly give your job also are just bad people. Nobody wants to give money for no fucking reason. Everyone is greedy, and you know, that's where the story ends. Every single time. Money, 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 and the story ended. There is no love. Nobody takes care of it. And you certainly cannot buy it. Okay, you have to fucking relax first in order to be able to buy love. And people immediately recognize whether you're relaxed or not, and whether you're greedy or not. And those two criteria, very important in terms of you being open-hearted to everything. Certainly. You have to act out every situation ever, because life has a lot of things to offer. You just have to keep an open heart too. So I opened my heart and I can't work anymore, and I had to go home. And now I'm realizing I wasn't exactly working, I was paying rent. That was the major thing that I was doing. You know? Oh, I was paying huge rent. Okay. Because I wasn't friends with anyone, and I wasn't living in anyone's place where I could actually not pay rent. You know, that sort of stuff. But if people see, that's why it's such a major thing, and it's like a hidden friendship switch. Yes, roommates don't count. You have to literally have a friend, doesn't matter the age at that point, that owns a fucking house, that owns property. And the more property is being disowned, the more the town or the city gets destroyed completely. Completely destroyed. There's no way back from that. You can't possibly earn enough to cover rent. Ever, never, ever, okay? You can't do that. Because it's gonna quickly enslave you in a system that is already unfair, you know? Yeah, it's trying to be fair, but it's also trying to earn money, you know? So it's gonna take that sweet spot where it feels fair, but it stabs you in the back multiple times the moment you turn around, you know? No, keep going, because you have to keep paying me and shit. There is nothing fair about this shit. It is terrifying. I mean, I can't comprehend it anymore. Besides that, we simply have to unite and reestablish who owns what kind of property, what can we allow ourselves to do, and reprioritize friendship, because now that you have empty property, which is not legal, in my point of view, to have empty property of any kind, you have to also, if I ever made a kill list, which is probably going to be a part of the discussion, I pinged one person, I didn't heard anything back, and it triggered me to be like, well, I did just talk about kill people list. So that makes me very uncomfortable. Yes, I'm tier 4, by the way. I don't know if I want to be tier 4 yet. I haven't decided that one, you know? I haven't decided that part. And the eye of collective is approaching closer and closer, you know? You never know when it's gonna actually hit you and promote all of your work, because it just clicks with some fucking dude that runs the show, you know? There's a lot of people who run the show, who run entertainment, and they could be like, oh shit, this guy's smart, you know? And I found him. It's annoying because I will never, like, put thumbnails, I mean, topics that you can look up for. YouTube still has a few, you know, holes, I guess, that you can fill in. You can talk about certain things in a certain way, where you can fill in a keyword. Like back in the day, I would get a sizable amount of views just saying Jake Paul, or flat Earth. If you put these keywords, you get a bit of views. It's nothing too crazy, but it can spark your channel a little bit to, you know, get that consistent attention that everyone wants, consistent viewership. Subscribers, wow. Okay, that's not what I said. Subscribers are the ones who press the button, and technically you expect, the system expects a press of a button to be a valuable decision, and that's not exactly it. You watched the video, you liked it, you probably should watch another one. And YouTube's system must essentially change into no clicking on subscriptions. No, you just, if they already recommend you too much of other people's videos, there should be a very sizable limit of where you are technically subscribed and technically not subscribed, based on your viewership. Okay, you watch 100 minutes of content. You can physically subscribe, obviously, and be like, this is how I manage what I want to watch, right? My management, my subscriptions. And I believe at some point YouTube even wanted to adjust subscriptions list for some, what are you doing? This is what people are supposed to do. It's like I'm building a dirt house and all of a sudden that dirt house turns into sand house just because Notch wanted to change dirt into sand. Can you imagine Minecraft update where certain blocks just turn into gravity blocks for no reason, and it just ruins a bunch of fucking people's lives for that? You never know. You never know. So with that idea, no, changing subscriptions is a bad idea, but most importantly, easing people into your channel. If I release a 3-hour video and people just happen to watch it as a whole, just gobble it, you have to just continue YouTube. What are you doing? I made more. I cooked more meals. Let's go. Let's keep going. I don't care. I don't have an ego of oh, please watch my videos. The more you watch, the more I earn money. I don't have that ego yet. So you can actually enjoy my content when I actually do it. And I also don't have ego of oh, I have to present myself as clean and brilliant as possible. I will write an essay. I will do so many preparations. No, right now I'm just a friendly dude who's gonna tell you some shit that you can think about and make up your mind for yourself. Because you certainly can run away if you want to. I'm not holding you back. We don't know each other, and that's the good part, is that I'm not locally chained with anything. I'm not educationally chained, alright? In terms of where I work, what kind of education I went through. None of that shit. I'm not chained with that. I didn't care about it. I'm not chained in some foreign country. I don't have foreign affairs or whatever. I'm not interested in that. I'm internationally chained. I'm using the internet. I'm tier 4 person. I don't know what happened, but I naturally became that fucking person who rejected all the other 3 tiers up to that level. And I said that was stupid, what I was doing. Fucking stupid. Because I was offered nothing. And here, I sit in my home, I get to fucking do this shit. Holy shit. There's nothing better than that. Because everything else that I was doing in my life was a waste of time. I have no idea who can put up with this. But some people are stupid enough to do it. And I guess smartness definitely gives you the right to live a better life. Congratulations, you're smart. Yes, let's go, let's do this. Let's do this. Alright, smart and cool, boys. So that's interesting, right? How you own properties and it destroys the entire city you live in. There's real corruption of just livability. Can you imagine? This thing is just completely corrupted as well. And we're not talking about police. We're talking about a corruption of corruptions here. The rising tide of corruptions. Not even conspiracies anymore. Not even, oh, government is going to backstab you in the face. Any moment now, it's going to do something stupid. No, government is always going to be doing stupid things because it's already fully corrupted. It has no fucking meaning in our lives. And is a counterfeit product for the internet. Is something that internet just outshadows 20 times over. Except when Donald Trump shows up, at least he's entertaining. So we have to embrace him as a person. That's it. That's what happened. There's nothing happened when he became a president. We just want to be entertained. So it's like either a woman president, maybe entertaining. Oh, Donald Trump, definitely entertaining because he's kind of like a weirdo. He has some edgy ideas. Let's go with that one. Okay. Barely though. Barely. Because some people thought woman president would be quite entertaining. And I think not. I think some people are just delusional and we just bump into a wall of like, oh shit, that was close. Oh, that was close. Because this presidency doesn't even have a woman anymore, Not even close. We don't even have a choice anymore. We just have two dudes fighting. Two dudes that we don't like fighting. That's usually how presidencies are supposed to work. I hope your expectations are not completely destroyed. Alright? Besides, we had some crazy fireworks going off as the government decides how to ruin our lives. So here you go. Corona alert, Corona alert. Old people are dying. Oh my god. Old people are dying. No, please stop. You're ruining my life with making the most horrible jokes ever. Now I have to wear a mask. Oh my god. Wait, what? Shit, dude. You want to turn me into a slave now? Fucking asshole. Now I have to. Oh man, there's so many responsibilities all of a sudden. Now I have to die alone and not being able to pay rent and that sort of stuff. Okay. Oh, by the way, John Oliver, think I borrowed your rent slip, rent identity as a whole, and I slapped it on here, so he deserves a lot of fucking credit for that. Fucking dude, man. Fucking dude. Let's go, let's keep going. So, jobs. We kind of touched on that already. Is it a portal to another dimension? And we're gonna find even more things? Just like with rent, we find out that people are buying up property. If you can even afford to build a business that's based on rent, I can sort of understand it. It's a collective effort. You collect property, okay. But there's probably just some dudes that own it as well. And you're like, holy shit, someone can actually do that. This is not some collective thing where you just promote your property to be rented. There's also a bunch of dudes that just, or a few dudes that just own the property. And you don't know which one is which, You can't really contact the property owner and just be like, yeah, that's what's going on. Besides, you're supposed to be able to negotiate with the property owner and become friends with, potentially, and demand things, basically, to be fixed. And, any problems you run into, you're not supposed to take care of the house. Are you kidding me? You're paying so much money already. You're stuck at a job. You're stuck being a slave. How the fuck can you fix things at the same time? You have to be insane. No, it's like whatever they give, they have to take care of it. You can just leave it. You're supposed to embrace the fact that you can just dump yourself and dump a bunch of problems behind. And it's fine, right? Evict yourself. And this is how you have to look at it, right? You're a dissatisfied customer. And technically, being a dissatisfied customer, at any point, even after 3 years my computer broke and I'm like, okay, I'm dissatisfied, I'm not going to use it. Except I can't rent a computer. But this one is legit possible. Just one thing you have to do is, obviously, while you are renting, you have to find asylum, basically. Asylum at this point. That's how we're gonna fucking call it. It's gonna be asylum seeking. Alright, so jobs is so much more complicated, but at the same time so much more obvious. Of where to start, at least. So we can go through very quickly, but I don't want to at the same time. I already talked about kind of the major issue. You don't supposed to need an education. You're just supposed to be interested in, and you're going there. That's it. You just go there. Yeah. Oh, you need an education? No, you don't. You just need to be a good person, not corrupt. Not want too much money at the first start. You have to be able to afford to fucking survive and not talk about your job as if it defines you or something to your friends. You're not supposed to be able to define yourself very easily, but it almost will define you even better as long as you can climb career and get a better and better earning. And then you're going to be defined by how much you earn and not what you do anymore. Because that's what you do is not that important, actually. And somehow people still want to define by what you do. Okay, I upload pictures of my feet and I earn money that way. Or I'm a YouTuber, and people don't want to say that it's a real job. They get confused very quickly. Okay. Yeah, okay. It's just weird. Obviously, putting pictures of my feet wouldn't be an exact job. It's something you have to build up your career to be able to do this additional thing. But you still have a part of you that does that. And it's as confusing as hell. And I'm literally talking about Repsion. An Onision fan at this point. Literally a OnlyFans, you can OnlyFans can buy OnlyFans account or pictures or look at them and review them in a video. So Repsion did that. Congratulations, Onision. You get some points. Let's keep going. That's a big boy right there. But I can't address those points. I'm just in the back of my head. Yeah, you clapperies. We get clapperies. That's what you get. Alright, so jobs are weird. You must understand that and stop allowing big businesses to define what jobs are. You can do whatever the fuck you want as long as you treat a stranger better than everyone else. They should probably pay you for it. And that's it. If they're still stranger and you treating them better than other people, holy shit. Either that's friendship and you have to, go to the next level every time. You have to level up your fucking friendship and stick around. Or you just bump into each other every now and then, and someone has to pay, okay? Someone is being better than the other person, being nicer than the other person. And then it evolves, right? Yes, there are services, but there's, first of all, essential services that everyone has to go through, which is factory work. We're already established in factory work. Why is it not available for everyone to earn basic amount of money? What the fuck are people thinking? Why is it competitive all of a sudden? Why do you have to even drive fucking... Even 3 miles is a lot. even 3 miles of drive. We're talking about minutes of drive. So let's think about it. If I have to walk for 40 minutes to my job place, that job place does not actually exist, because that is impossible for me to do. 40 minutes of walk. And I did that, and it's insane. Right? Now, the job place is kind of like the center point of the entire town. That's how it's supposed to be built. Now, because we're not fucking geniuses, we will never be able to construct a proper town where, like, this happens. We just first build a town and be like, oh, there's a new business and we can build it. And we're just literally gonna build it outskirts somewhere else where it doesn't actually exist. You can't actually go there. They will not actually hire people because they will have this huge competition for no fucking reason at the same time. Like, why? Because they have never been pressured. They have never been pressured of, like, you should have been in the center of the town. This way we actually have jobs. We can pressure you into, like, doing a good job as well. But when you're just somewhere in the wilderness, like, people already pay too much to be able to get there in the first place. It's just a weird way to do the stuff. There's so many essential jobs that should be in the center of the town, and instead they are just kind of pulling the strings, manipulating their identity simply because they are outshadowed naturally by their distancing. That's the person that shouldn't do social distancing, the one that gives you jobs. That's kind of weird, you know. All of a sudden, you know, because the jobs are so essential, you can, again, just like with rent, you can manipulate that until people bleed. That's how much you can manipulate that. Crazy amounts, crazy consequences of that. And how? That's amazing. Alright, relationships. You would think this is like a different thing all of a sudden. Oh, this is not bad. It's not that bad. There's no crazy ass manipulation going on with relationships. Until you realize this word entirely has been replaced with school. Because that's the only place where you can even harness relationships to begin with. You will not have a chance anymore. You go to college, you already have friends that you're stuck with, because now you will have to pay rent and seek for a job. This is game over. School. So do you actually think you will have relationships past this period where people trust each other? This is the reason why people cry after finishing high school. It is the best time of their life you will ever get in terms of how many friends you think you have, or you have been able to get, or you just lose everything, you know. All your stocks of friendship plummet down to nothing, basically. And the people who you thought you have established a relationship with also kind of now either become stuck with you or become your secret enemies. Who knows? It gets weird. It gets weird really quickly after school. And so you have to understand this weird dynamic that we trying to discuss right now. What the fuck is this? Who is embracing it? What happens after school? Well, nothing happens. Everyone just flee. All different directions. Because there's so... School is like a pressure pot of popcorn. Except there's also a bomb in there, a time bomb. So it's like if you're not cooked, holy shit, you're gonna fly real far. Let's fly, baby. You know? All popcorns will have this like anti-speed puffness, you know? It cannot go very far. so it's gonna land fairly unharmed. But me, if I didn't find a bunch of friends and didn't build a bunch of connections, I'ma fly into fucking spaceships, boys. Let's go. That's my relationship, spaceship. That's how I call my relationships. I don't know, this one is like something that I want to leave for later. Because it's so big. It's like, I want to visit my school and figure this shit out. There's something more that I want to do. I even put an event down saying that matrix presentation. 7 years. For 7 years I have been working on this shit. Starting from a school year. When I wrote a book and I added too many names of Monica in there. But mostly I don't talk about girls. I just mention my interest. And it blows up in my face every time. Because that's all people can actually understand. But in reality, I have been voicing concerns, straight up concerns about everything that I'm talking about right now and over again. Concerns that I will be concerned forever. This is how fucking scared I was. I was writing a book exactly about that. And just, relationship with Monica was just like, yeah, she's gonna break my heart. She already did half of the work. I'm gonna figure out what the other half is and how much hurt it encompasses anytime, you know. And other things have not been successful either. You know, I failed at rent and finding jobs. Until my dad comes in and be like, yeah, you can come with me to UK and figure it out if it works out or not. And it did not work out in the very end because he's kind of dumb and I'm not fully aware of everything, and I'm grateful that it didn't work out in a way, because now UK lost like crazy amount of reputation. You don't fucking mess with a king, okay? Tier 4 person, fucking royalty, dude. You can't fucking mess with me. You mess with me, your country suffers like 10% of fucking whatever value it has. I don't care. I don't care. GDP is not something that is in my dictionary right now. So please, you must understand. You know, you lose tourism or something. You lose respect from everyone else. Who cares? Like, Brexit might have been a great idea. Or maybe it was just some plot twist. Where I come to UK and it happens. Oh, what's that? You don't like me that much? You have to Brexit and kick out all the foreigners all of a sudden? It's possible. It's very possible that intense ripple effects can happen. And people just kind of hate you. And the hate kind of spreads out and doesn't exactly understand its own definition or where it comes from or who it's supposed to highlight and calm down. But it happened. Or did it happen? I don't know what Brexit is anymore. You know, it just completely ruined the country automatically. It's almost like I did it, you know? Coronavirus and now Brexit. Okay, I guess I'm doing quite a lot of fucking work now. Holy shit. I'm also kind of racist, you know? Okay, I can see. Hitler 2.0. Very upgraded version. I like this. We can go forward with that. Let's just move to Germany and chase after a girl or something. Oh shit, I'm in the wrong country. No, you're right. Hi Fuhrer. Heil Führer. New Hitler. Everyone waiting. Yeah. Thing it. If you kind of make that kind of joke and be happy about it and be like, yeah, it's just a joke, and racism has ended, you know, nobody's enslaved anymore. Congratulations, everyone, huh? Now new problems. Can we move on to new problems? No, people just slow down and fucking kill themselves slowly. Because they're still dumb. They don't understand that their education completely robbed them of ability to understand what relationships are. And how some people are deprived, some people are lucky enough to not give a fuck. Some people have high egos, low egos, cold egos, hot egos. Let's figure out what that is about. So for me, I'm slow. I'm a slow fucking person. I can't really have friendships, so the friendships that I want to have... I even saw a girl, friend of Monica, and it's such a fucking sad story. Like, she has 2 boyfriends or whatever across her lifetime. I don't know if she has a boyfriend or not. She's privated me, blocked me. But it's more like a dumpster ground move. Like, oh, I feel uncomfortable squeezing this lemon. Oh, this lemon has offended me. Quickly throw it into trash. Oh my god. Because it's gonna go bad anyways, anytime, There's no eternal fruit. But we're talking about people here. We're talking about lemon trees. We're talking about really long-lasting people. You can't just block people. I don't understand this fucking mentality. But her life looks super sad. Just like Monica looks super sad. I'm sorry. Anyone who doesn't exist on the internet seems very super sad, and it breaks my heart again, over and over again. I don't understand what fucking my country is even trying to do. Maybe self-destruct button has appeared, and it's a race. It's a race to self-destruct, and that is scary. I don't understand anything anymore. But I mean, I was so passionate, I'm still so passionate to just bring up the same subject over and over again. And I even cried over it. That's the 3 pluses here. In case they give me something useful. But I think I'm checking out one of them. It's like a speed up for this specific token, which is positive token, not fire token, right? This is the opposite. But for me, it's kind of positive to hold this one, even though I'm calming down a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. I don't hold too much importance right now on these things. Besides that, there's an exponentially positive or negative token, and there is just a simple value accumulated token, and that's it. I need those. I need straightforward ones, and I need exponential growth. Something that kind of establishes your I don't even know. What is a word? What is that thing that you can establish? Self-esteem? I guess that's it. Has to be self-esteem or something. Your ego. Your ability to present yourself as a trustworthy person. So it's self-esteem. Let's put it that way. So there's basically schoolmates and mostly girls, because that's all I cared about and still do. I only care about girls. Why is that? Well, maybe because I can surround myself with girls, magically just surround myself like with a blanket. I don't know. That just feels natural to me. And because I'm higher tier, maybe I can undefine families and not put myself just into one person's hands, but I just get a bunch of girls, as many as I can. It doesn't matter whether they have a boyfriend or not. Fuck that shit. I'm taking it. I'm taking whatever I can get. Because it's fucked up, obviously. It's already fucked up, right? The relationships have turned around and said, what about families, and what about those boyfriend and girlfriend things? Everything got ruined from the very beginning. Monica just fucking shuts me down and says, "You're a bad boyfriend for me." You would be a bad boyfriend for me, and that's why I don't like you, and I don't want to have business with you, okay? And that's fucking disgustingly stupid. Where do I start with friend zoning myself somewhere? Please, friend zone me somewhere, do something. I'm fucking lonely. Completely shut down from everything. I just need a fucking friend. And holy shit, everyone just jumps into conclusions, right? Let's just, oh, is this guy a good boyfriend material? How the fuck did you jump all the way over there when I don't even like myself? You know, I don't even like myself. I like how you look, and that's why I approach you. Creating a relationship out of thin air all of a sudden, like, when I can't even sit straight next to this person. I'm so nervous. Like, what the fuck are you even thinking? This is insane. Unbelievable. You have to first build up comfort. You cannot be this fucking cool, you know? Oh, I don't need all those things. I can jump to a conclusion already. Holy shit. But this is what you're dealing with when you're dealing with a vampire, okay? I have been 100 years into school, you know, that sort of stuff. I fucking lived 100 years. You don't even know. Let's go fucking Twilight mode. Let's go. Let's lie about your age, you know, and your superpowers. Look how cool I am. You must be my girlfriend. Actually, I don't like you. That happens, believe me. I feel that happens. You just like me, and you will believe everything I say. And it will create a Twilight story. The fan fiction of... No, it's not a fan fiction. It's actually a real story. Fuck. 50 Shades of Grey was fan fiction then. Fuck, now I'm stupid. No, it's ridiculous. People hated it, but this is as real as love can get, dude. It's a meme love, you know. Everyone needs to learn memes, and better love story than Twilight. Why is everything better love story than Twilight? Maybe we don't know what love is. You know, what if we redefine what love is? I don't know. But that's just a meme. An old meme. Let's fucking put a gravestone somewhere for this meme and move forward. Also, Monica actually is gonna show up in leaderboard very quickly. Marcy is gonna get first one to get knocked out, which is sad PewDiePie in return. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Because I've been more traumatized by Monica than anyone on the internet yet. Okay, she can beat everyone up right now. I hope she doesn't climb all the way up to like Ariana level. Like that is wow. 11. Do you know what it takes to be twice as better than Marcia with and being a heavyweight champion 5 times heavier at the same time? Like, do you know what it takes to get up there like that? No, that's a lot of influence, and this is almost like my shield in case something happens, in case the eye of community gives me a spotlight and shines into my fucking existence. I mean, it's deep where the spotlight goes, man. You're not only naked, you're like X-rayed and shit. Everything, all your thoughts, everything is revealed to the public. It's a difficult thing to survive through, but we can do it. And so once that happens, these people could create an interest for me. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I just need a fucking shield, and I need to evaluate their influence on me to this day, because they still have it. There is no such thing as like school has self-destructed and all the students have fucking disappeared with the Thanos snap. No, they still exist, and you're still avoiding it avoiding them for some reason, okay? Avoiding to maybe bump into them at some point in your life. No, don't do that to me. But just like with the popcorn kernels, they're everywhere. They flew into space. They will never meet each other. We're all separated. Friendships are broken. It's game over, basically, baby. There's no way out. And just like I don't want to see them, I want to see them so badly and be friends with them still. Just squeeze out first friendship by force. You know, it takes so fucking long to establish one, I can't even understand what it is anymore. It's some fucking fictional unicorn creature. Friendship. What? Are you serious? That thing exists? You just said it. You just said the word. You know? That means it could exist potentially. That's how hopeful I am. You just said something that could change my life. Friendship. Oh my god. So here you go. 1 hour introduction into Trinity of Insanity. And it rhymes. Yeah, I'm making a song about it. Let's go. I guess I should just do it. Trinity of Insanity. So connected, boys. I guess they kind of keep themselves social distanced. That's how you say it. As if they're separate words, but they're still connected. Whatever, you know. I can't wait to do the billboard. Forget about all this shit. And just mock some kind of topping system. Yeah, system of toppings. I want that fucking cherry top. I want the strawberry top because I'm fucking edgy right now. I'm feeling edgy. Let's go. I want top. No numbers. Only fucking berries. Some kind of syrup. Gems. All that shit. Forget about your numbers, you piece of shit. You don't deserve this. Top 100, top 200. We're gonna crack down on that shit real quick. I cracked down on top 100, like most hottest women, and I didn't. I just only looked up the results of the girls that I kind of liked, and I didn't actually get a good enough conclusion to state anything. So this is kind of still new to me. I'm still very much interested to see the percentage of how wrong these guys are. How bad can you get in determining placement for popularity? How bad can this get? And obviously I only have statistics from not sales, but YouTube views and likes and dislikes. Smash them up together, and you get a decent substance that you can say, oh, that's how much people like this song. Why they're not buying it? Who fucking cares? Maybe there's not buy now button shoved into your face every time you go across to buy groceries or something, you know? There's so many strategies behind the stupid sales figures that you can't wrap your head around. So might as well just look at how different that is in comparison to just what is popular, what people would buy anyways, you know, that sort of stuff. And then you realize how stupid marketing system is for not recognizing that they can just sell whatever is most popular and just give up their identities. But nobody does that because business is stupid and old school. It becomes old school every time. Every time it happens, it becomes old school. I mean, internet is gonna wash away so much very soon already. Oh wait, it's just gonna create more governments. I don't know what's gonna happen. It is just so difficult to tell the future right now. And I just don't want to do it either. I just know the cars are gonna explode and be completely useless. Government is gonna self-suicide, self-sabotage. Yeah, let's do that. That's what Rebecca said, so it's true because she is number 4 on this elemental list. Not tier list, by the way. Sabotage, self-sabotage. We've been getting closer. I don't know what she's singing about, to be honest. Is she singing about her life, or is she singing about political choices? Should I sit in the front seat or the back seat? Which one is more dangerous, you know? Should I sit with the zombies or with the people who might just crash everything and kill themselves before zombies can get to them? You know, which side should I pick? It's both political sides, you know. It's both suicidal sides of like vicious survivalism, which is still going on for some reason. So, congratulations, we did it, boys. We created survivalism lasting for millenniums right now. All the way from the caveman ages. The first survivalist. First Minecrafter, you know? That sort of stuff. We're still doing it to this day. We still hate each other, basically. Hate each other enough to... Well, it's for the good reasons, I believe. We still haven't developed yet, obviously, and that's what puts us in this difficult position. Alright. I don't remember what this means. Uh-oh. This is not okay. Yeah, the good Hitler. Now we would... I think I will have to re-establish some points, you know. Eventually there's going to be a super episode. All the points, really quickly, remixed, all done. All the work done, in your face. And you get to experience everything. All the definitions that were important throughout the year. Crazy, right? I'm sure... Was government lockdown? Oh shit, I don't feel very well. Probably because of this stupid Antifa me. What does that even mean? Here's a new quick concept. Like a boss. What does that mean though? I open up Instagram and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to like pictures anymore that have too many likes, that have too much attention, basically. I want to give those pity points, okay? Because everyone is below me anyways, and all they're gonna get is fucking pity points from me. And that's how life is supposed to run around. Who fucking has time to like pictures anyways? Are you kidding me? Are you stupid? When I like a picture, it's supposed to be maybe below 50 fucking likes. Maybe much more than that. Below that, you know? Maybe 10 likes. Fucking 5 likes. You have to even be below me, which is no way to be below. I mean, there's absolutely no way. You post a picture, and you have to get 0 likes. Then I will actually might even talk to you. At that point, I'm like, wow, you did something incredible on the internet. You went rogue, basically. You don't have friends to fucking like your stupid shit that you post. Holy crap. Because that's my life right there. I have no idea how to make followers, how to make friends, none of that shit. I mean, I have no fucking idea what it is because it's just the most manipulative thing I have ever found in life. Just Everything is cancer. But how far did we went there? But it doesn't matter because I'm tier 4 and I can just like, just chip on my shoulder. Easy, boys. You think you fucking got this? I'm gonna twist your fucking world even further than that, and then you'll see if you like it. You know, I'll embrace your stupidity every time. That's the first thing I'm gonna do. So pity points for me, boys. Anyone want some fucking likes? Yeah. No, not what you get. No, I mean, yeah, because it's weird. It's weird to want more likes than to the point where they don't mean anything at all. When you get just a few likes, you're like, you can actually piece together a little bit of a story of who cares about you and who doesn't. But, and why they do it. If someone likes me, I immediately will strike a conversation. That's as far as they go. There's no way. You can't survive this. So, like a boss, man. That's what you gotta be like when you like things. You gotta be fucking up there in their ass the moment. Don't give free pity points. It's like everyone shares free pity points. It's fucking weird. It makes things completely irrelevant at that point. It's like, oh yeah, we just make each other feel good. And that's what it means, you know. That's the entire game, right, guys? We just make each other feel good. I'm tier 4, and I hate to break it to you, but happiness is not achieved that way. By illusionism. By magic. Let's go. Let's do as much magic as possible. You know, and I'm not that kind of person as well. I'm not a sweet person who just naturally has the talent to make you feel good. So it is disgusting. And this is where it starts to break down. Let's find more concepts. Let's go. Okay, break time, I guess. Because I just got a golden legendary out of a random pack. What the fuck? And it's the one that I don't have, which makes me really mad, because now I can't disenchant it. Of course it's the one that I don't have. There's no other way right now to receive legendaries, but... Do I play Pirate Warrior now? What's gonna happen? Wow. That's amazing. Do I? I don't even have space for new decks. I don't know. I was disturbed by how powerful Shaman is. Or reminded how powerful Shaman is. Because their Twisting Nethers are on a discount. Somewhat. You have 5 mana discounted Twisting Nether, but only if you wait long enough. And then you have Earthquake, which is straight up discounted, but it has a maximum capacity of 7 damage, which is still insane. It's almost unbreakable. I hate that anyone has these board clears, and what is that? Demon Hunter has it. Druid does not have it. Rogue does not have it. Hunter does not have it. There are 3 classes that does not have crazy ass board clears. Everyone else has them, and kind of confuse me how Rogue and those other 2 guys have even a chance to win. What do? You can't place anything on the board, it's gonna get cleared. Well, Druid kinda is capable of spamming shit on the board. Hunter is capable of being aggressive. Rogue can kind of generate enough value, and maybe its own board clears if Tog waggles its own like what is it? I don't have it. But basically Galakron drawer. Let's draw a Galakron, or do some crazy shit with it. Like 5 damage board clear. and tempo at the same time, and 6 point of tempo. I don't understand. Like, I can deal with Galakrond. I can deal with some other stupid card that just gets buffed whenever you play Galakrond. Like, what the hell is going on? Every time Flamestrike gets invented or reinvented, I'm just losing hope. But yeah, Shaman also is on the list of like classes that can actually do it. And can actually do it with tempo now, using this card. You not only just clear the board with a Twisting Nether, you also summon a legendary, so you know it's not gonna be a bad card by any means. When playing tempo, you really need to be aware of board clears. This is the only way you can beat it. And most of the time you only have one chance. You build your tempo and you have to tip the scales very quickly. I don't know, so I might play Galakrond Shaman a bit more at some point, but I still need to build that stupid warrior deck with golden legendary. What the hell? So basically I get a legendary of my choice, but now I get the deck not of my choice. I get to delete a deck. I don't even know what I want to delete anymore. They literally just can't fucking give you deck slots anymore. It's pathetic. Like, it again further incentivize not to even have decks, just copy and paste a deck and not worry about the shit about it. God damn it, it's so painful. Alright, so this is the pirate list that Blizzard gives. I'll go and try and upgrade this as much as possible. Like, I would rather have these guys to smash face with if I have to. For some reason, maybe I saw only one of these, but it doesn't make sense. I definitely don't like upgrade. Maybe I can just discover something. I don't know why this is not in. Oh yeah, they're just old. They just give an old list. It's kind of boring, I would assume. I would just put a quest just because it's boring deck. It's trying to be aggressive, but once you add a quest, it also is very hard to control the deck for your opponent. So that just makes me happy, I suppose. I really don't want to pull out the only taunt in the deck. I'm just gonna pull out this guy. Let's see if that works. Literally the first card I probably will play is the Ankar and smash face, because I need that fucking quest completion, but what the... It's 5 times? Really? God damn it. Now I don't feel it anymore. I'll just drop the pirate, I don't care. It's like, what is this shit, man? Why is it never ending? It literally never ends. He just keeps on playing garbage. My hero power never ends though, so I'm like totally satisfied. And I'm not mad at all. Alright, he killed itself. But I can't even reach any of his life points at all. It's not even close. I can't do jack shit. He didn't even play any plagues yet. He just keeps on doing that. No problem. At least he's wasting all his resources slowly. And it's gonna get so much harder so quickly to try and respond. Yeah, the question is, do I... No, I'll just try and be lucky. We got him. This is it. I mean, he used two Master Resurrections already. But again, you have fucking renew or whatever. Discover. And then discover. And then triple this. Okay. It never ends. It's really frustrating. I mean, my cards are ending, and I haven't done anything. I only had a chance if I was like super aggressive or something, which is so boring. Are you serious? Okay, that sucked. So now it mega sucks, basically. Oh, mega sucks. Oh my god. Oh, here it is. Plague of Death. So amazing. I'm running out of weapons, technically, not exactly. It's gonna play one more of those, and now I can finally unleash all my powers, right? Then I can do it. Do whatever I fucking want. Alright, let's spot the lethal, am I right? Let's go. Because if I spot the lethal, it is kind of game over. So only thing I have to do is connect like 2 creatures or something. Let's fucking do it. I don't give a fuck, man. Who fucking gives a fuck anymore? I kind of do though. But I still not gonna give a fuck. Alright. Let's just do what we gotta do. Summon that one monster and whatever. No, we did it. We're bad boys. Let's go! If this warrior is like a mage killer, I am so happy. Because, you know, you smash with weapons all the time, so it cannot be frozen. The only problem is, like, can I keep up with the tempo insanity that always happens? Just the most insane tempo things mage do. I can't fucking handle sometimes. Nobody can handle. Just like Druid, you know, they burst the board out of nowhere. Also, that was the stupidest thing I ever seen, by the way. I just played it into my trap. As if nothing was happening. Holy shit, this is the biggest board I ever seen on turn 3. What the hell? So this is what I would call 13 points of tempo. At least. It's 2, 10 damage, and freezes the board for like 5 points more of tempo. Madness. I can't. But weapons just kind of kill him right now. So what else can I ask for? Oh yeah, I just annihilated my board for no reason. I'm so dumb. I mean, he's just gonna fucking put a secret on, or this guy. Wow, okay. Now I'm done. Now I have to play the same game again that priest played against me. Remember that one? Oh wait. Let's do a shortcut version. Yeah, direct damage, pretty amazing, isn't it? Get the fuck out of here, dude. Now I'm like, holy shit. Bethesda did a wonderful job. They removed weapons. There's no weapons in the game. And I was like, well, weapons are not that horrible idea. There's no way to interact with the weapons. They removed crazy spells as well. There's no way to interact with crazy spells. When the spells are not so crazy, you can actually like pretend to know what your opponent has and how to play around it. But now it's just a fucking insanity fest. Also, I probably just dump a bunch of pirates. Pirates of the Caribbean, let's go, boys. Shit. What else do we have? Oh yeah, that's nice. Pirates, let's go, boys! At this rate, I'm like, fuck it, you know. Bethesda knows so well, might as well give them the benefits of every kind. Bye-bye, mage. Get the fuck out of my face. Also, he played a fair deck, so I'm gonna give him points. But I hate mage, so it's just 1 point. Still hate mage. He could have done so much better job by not playing a stupid mage deck and actually a more stupid mage deck, you know? See, the Bethesda has so much credibility. They can just revive Elder Scrolls Legends and beat Hearthstone. Maybe I have to do it single-handedly, you know? Just keep on fucking hammering that fucking down to the ground until it bleeds. Bleed value, give me money, dude. Because I can do the same exact thing with Elder Scrolls Legends, except I can't because it's just weird, right? There's no community. And there's no updates anymore. It's just weird. What are you supposed to do anymore? But same goes with Skyrim. Because they're dormant fucking games now, it's hard not to split them up and just be like, well, they're trying to do something similar here as well. So fuck, it breaks me, you know? There are game companies that are failing to fucking compete against this garbage indie shit. Because for me, Hearthstone is a fucking indie game. No fucking actually AAA developer can develop this fucking bullshit. It's not AAA level. Elder Scrolls is still AAA. I can understand that. You can see the difference. You know, this is aggro versus control all the time. There's no. He was trying to play a tempo game. I don't know where he comes from. What does that mean? What does tempo mean? I fucking got re-educated now. You know, that sort of stuff does not exist. So I do not compute. I go charge, dude. Hearthstone is sinking so deep, and it pisses me off so much that Elder Scrolls Legends does seem like the only way out. They will not be able to get any more engagement from me without burning to crisp. I mean, once they hit 0, it's game over, basically. It doesn't matter what you have here. It's not gonna boil up anyways. It can potentially move around, but it cannot just boil up. Because it's all stacked here anyways as well, kind of. It's weird. It's from the previous rounds, from the first months of the year, once we started this whole thing. It's a lot better to do something like this where you do a wholesome experience. It's almost like that's what Ninja School is about. You're not just fucking throwing facts, but also having fun and upgrading your experience. So it's like, I approve these games. You can play them. Don't worry about life. Okay? Life is hard. Just make sure you can fucking survive, and then it's fun again. You know? Just survive. Who fucking cares? Don't care about anyone. unless you feel a very big urge to, unless it's entertaining, unless it's your ex or whatever, or an ex you have never reached even, you know, cause pirate stuff. You gotta get that booty, man. So after the pause, let's look at something serious, and let's combine all these three things together, right? So they can all be solved with friendship, with just good relationships. Why are there unicorns? Why a friendship so rare that I have to write the same exact thing to Rebecca Black and feel like, yeah, that is a totally legit thing to write to someone right now. She's gonna do Q&A. I wonder if she's gonna pick up my comment. I'm usually a guy you want to ignore sometimes, you know, but she doesn't sometimes. So I'm just gonna be very interested. You know, it's also interesting whether she's gonna have good questions compiled and I'm just gonna be kicked out anyways, out of a circle of friendship. It's not friendship, obviously. So again, it's just my personal little thing. Little girl that I follow right now, stalking, creeping, all that good stuff, okay? But most importantly, why is it so rare? What happened to friendship? What happened to all the incentive to be friends with people? And there is no incentive, technically. People don't want to be fair with each other, just like games don't want to be fair to you, or fun. Most of the time people don't know what to do, or that win-win situations are actually what you would want to pursue as much as possible. Being nice is certainly not being friendly. I haven't fucking found a friendly person ever. I don't understand. Does internet suddenly flip people's personalities? Are they super insecure on the internet? Is a completely different place all of a sudden? You have to privatize everything and hide and hide and hide. And ban yourself. I mean, fuck it. If people ban themselves, and I'm talking about nothing, that's fucking great. You know? If I can just solve these problems on my own and not worry about it too much. What I'm right now worrying is fucking breathing. I can't fucking breathe and talk at the same time. Or I'm a little bit too stressed out. I don't know. But it's weird. I've lost a lot of influence away, and now I don't know how to allow my environment to be influential. It's almost impossible, right? There's nothing I can do. So it's almost like a trap at that point. What if locally you're supposed to be influential and not internationally? Maybe internationally you will never become tier 4, but that's not true, obviously. It's just a much more complicated thing to explore right now. But a lot of weird, uncanny things going on. And being smart but not doing enough, it can skew you over, basically. You can it may not give you what you need, but at the same time, what is happening, right? I have skills, am I not needed completely? And if that's the case, then everyone else is failing just much more than I do. Because not being friendly means that you are incapable of actually using other people for a benefit at all. Unless I only approached girls and it was always a pursuit. end up being a pursuit. But that's fucking stupid. Like, you have to fucking learn how to deal with it. It's unbelievable to me. I don't care if you're pretty. You're a fucking human being. Fucking learn how to deal with it. Or just be a shittier form of a human being, you know? Oh, you're pretty, but you're a piece of shit. Okay, I guess. You know, men have to deal with loneliness and lack of approval most of the time. So they kind of need to intermingle with the girl and figure out their differences, you know? It's just a very simple thing. That's another thing. Nobody's actually friendly enough to understand this win-win situation where you fix your differences as well. Like, it's so... We're so stuck with who we are. It's unbelievable. I have to be the most open to it, and I hope that fucking changes my life, and I get to kick everyone's ass at this point. Just because I'm open. Not because I have people I can call friends running around me as a resource that I can immediately switch myself into becoming friendly. No, there's a skill that you need to, an appreciation for this thing that you need to just have. And lack of tolerance to everything that destroys friendship and destroys relationships like that are so important. So anything that kills unicorns, you shouldn't tolerate. You shouldn't train yourself to be like on the edge when you have to make a decision that is going to either make it or break it to your friendship that you're supposed to build. I don't even see YouTubers being friends too much. They kind of understand each other, but they don't know how to build relationships with each other. I don't see that going on. But it's still better than the rest of the fucking world, I think. And yet, as friendly as I am, I'm like, hey guys, you are in teams now, so you're forced to talk with each other. I'm sorry about that. I'm a really bad person, holy shit. Please don't kill me. You know? I'm just like, you belong in a certain group of people. You must always understand that. And you must always try and get in touch with those people. I myself, I'm a unique person. I can stand out as much as I fucking want. I have this unique superpower, and you can kiss my ass if you try and put me in some kind of category. Because I'm a person who categorizes the shit out of you, because I want to make sure that your influence is zero to null, okay? No influence can touch me in comparison. And I can do whatever the fuck I want. I can do it. Now, why do I give myself such a wonderful privilege and insult everyone else? Is because of what I stand for. What I just said. I hold a unicorn, you know? I can build my unicorn team if I want to. And guess what? There is a fucking theme. And if I fail, I'll just become a singer and pretend to be just like Justin Bieber or whatever. Like a better version of who cares? I may not be hot. I might be lowest tier ever. And that's okay. That is okay with me. Although it is kind of uncanny how I might just create a team that would completely obliterate me if it wanted to. I don't know. That's a scary one. That's something that I'll have to deal with. And I think it's gonna be a part of my beat myself event, where I have to beat my team or just figure out if I belong here at all. And do I have a unicorn? Can I turn myself into a girl all of a sudden and be like, yeah, I'm just like you guys. No big deal. You know, I'm queer. Yay. I'm queer gender. I don't know. Mixed gender. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm still not sure what helps me be a part of this team. But at the same time, it's like I'm like a hammer. I'm like a very tough guy who wants the best things for myself as a guy, and who can actually fulfill a leadership position and all that shit, and don't have to worry about, oh, I added too many girls to my team. Oh shit. No. I do whatever the fuck I want until it starts breaking apart, and it probably won't. You know? They will have their boyfriends. I don't care about that. What I care about is I'm satisfied having them in the team and forget about everything else that's going on. So the only biggest question right now, do I swap? Do I swap a leader for a fucking technically trash in my team right now? Do I manage this properly? Because I still don't like Katie that much, but I never liked Avril that much either. Avril happened to be able to do the self-identity thing with Hello Kitty, and Katie just has always had a juicy identity, I guess. Colorful. Just very pretty for a long time until she buzzed her head and like dive into a completely different part of the world, and then she kind of recovered somewhat. Her music is still great, you know. Her music is generally great. So they have like, she has like 1 point and Katie has 2 points, and it's not difficult for me to decide. It's just like I always want perfection, you know. I want something that I can't resist. I want something that doesn't have negative points because they're old or something. Here's the way I see it. The origin of this theme is me creating Powerpuff Girls for the second time, and making sure that I'm creating it out of much more powerful pieces, not just out of my fucking schoolmates that completely destroy my self-esteem. No, it was completely opposite. Something that would elevate me to almost like insane levels of self-esteem and open up a new world completely, full of new possibilities. And that's a completely next level difference. It changed my life so much that I feel that I own this shit. This is mine now. This is my toys. Don't touch this shit. Because I grew up with this shit. And it's only natural for me to like finish the team by adding a few more members that, you know, might be outsiders to this whole thing, but at the same time adds more to the idea of what it's supposed to be about, or just fills in the gaps, because I already had the idea of like who's the most powerful. That's where it is, and that's the more powerful version of my Powerpuff Girls, which I would have ended up being with anyways. Being lonely and wanting something eventually makes it sure that you multiply that thing as many times as possible, and then you squeeze down and make it more powerful, and you just keep on adding and multiplying and adding power to it. So it was just a natural progression, okay, to end up here. Yeah, I wanted to know what a girl is. I have been rejected. Okay, I'm gonna be even more vicious about this little tiny thing that I want to have. Little fucking tiny thing. It's like asking for a feather and not getting it and just getting so worked up. It's like, but I fucking want a feather. From you specifically. I don't want to fucking buy it from a store. I don't want nothing. Just a very simple thing, you know. I'll do anything for it. And I keep on putting effort and effort after effort. It's like you literally can't calculate, do you? on scales how much effort I put on one side and how much I actually want. Just give me anything you feel that I deserve. At this point, just fuck it, Did I really hurt all of your feelings? Every single fucking bone I fucking hurt. Like, that's impressive. Usually people just hurt themselves. They're so stupid, they just hurt themselves every time. Because they just not open to friendship. They feel that they have all the friends that they need. But every single time you reject any opportunity ever, you are hurting yourself, you're destroying your self-integrity. Everything just falls apart the moment this happens. I never do that. I'm just open. I have never... Nothing happened because I'm a guy, right? So for me, opportunity is just completely different. And yes, for women, what do you do? I don't know what do you do because I have never been a friend with a girl and never had to help her deal with the guys, So fuck off. I will do whatever the fuck I want until I get that little bit of thing that I deserve, Be friends with a girl. Until I get that, I'm a fucking monster. I'm a fucking dragon. I'll fucking burn towns and kill people. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, it's super sad because everyone is just replicating the ideas that they grow up with, right? Oh shit, I'm running out of time. Let's replicate everything that I know about my life. Okay, I need a husband. We need to make a child, and that child is gonna have my name. Because that's everything that I have to do right now. And by name I mean you will come up with that name. You will give a name to your child. That's pretty fucking brutal. That's like killing a fucking baby. Holy shit. Before it's even born. No. It's a terrible fucking deal. To try and replicate immediately. As if you'll know what the fuck you're doing, as if you know what every approach has in common, Every guy wants to be your boyfriend. It's like if you live in that fucking paranoid world, holy shit, girls are fucking weak ass pieces of fuck. That you just pick up a baseball bat and say, well, you didn't show up on the internet this year, so you might as well fucking die now. That way you will show up on the internet for that, at least for a peaceful amount of moment. Fucking garbage, man. And I have to be as violent with my description as I can. That's the only way that I can cope with it. It's like, okay. I'm thinking of like, wow, I could just go back to my school and kind of like, maybe there's an opportunity for me to get like free food or something. I don't know. But it's so weird, right? The opportunities are so awkward and set in stone or like frozen. It's like you have to meet all of these conditions to be able to get something, to be able to have access to something, to be able to share a resource. No, it's only for special type of students or whatever that we're trying to help. Well, fuck off. Why are you helping children? Why are you not helping actual people who want to build a society? Oh, wait, we're just doomed, right? Because we're so fucking stupid, right? Why college students are probably the most doomed generation ever to come out of school. Like, they're doomed to suffer for a very, very long time. For no good reason. And continue to suffer. Simply because the opportunities are not there for them. It's just... Oh, we're gonna do half of the work at schools and we're gonna help as much as possible, but then you're just kind of screwed anyways. But because we helped so much, we kind of expect good things to happen out of that, You're gonna work a little bit harder, and maybe you're gonna break through and win all the competition. Also, PewDiePie's next. I would be embarrassed after I get my education. I open up YouTube, and then Jake Paul is blowing up. I get everything done in my life. I'm like, okay, I'm a smart person, educated. I have a job. I'll build a family. Who is Jake Paul? Oh my god, my life is ruined now. That's what children now are gonna look up to, you know? So we need more Jake Pauls up in there. Up in that fucking stratosphere of YouTube. I mean, I'm glad. I mean, he's kind of burnt out. But you never know. You never know what's gonna happen next. Oh boy. We're trembling in fear. Okay, coronavirus might have stopped. Another one of those guys popping up. Obviously, it's kind of rare occurrence. I would expect. I wouldn't expect Jake Paul to just pop out of nowhere again. Another one. Another one of those big memes. But if this keeps on happening, obviously, what I'm saying is that, wow, education means nothing. People can just crush your self-esteem because they do the opposite and they're so much more successful than you are. That sort of stuff. It's incredible. And yeah, it makes you question your reality of what is actually possible. It's good, but it's also heartbreaking, you know? You don't want these people to be successful. This is fucking stupid. How is this possible? And it should remind you how unfair life is, and that being unfair yourself to everyone else will kind of make you successful, yeah. You just have to figure out how to make business and make it as unfair as possible, so to scam as many people as possible. And you have to do it from a young age so you don't feel bad about doing it over and over again until you crash. It doesn't matter for you. It's unbelievable to me, this whole thing. I hope you know why Jake Paul is not on the fucking list. He's in a grave, buried 7 feet deep. I mean, let's not talk about this guy, but let's talk about what he did as a consequence to that. Because nobody wants to end up in that fucking category of respect, you know? When your respect is minus 7,000, like, holy shit. I'm just not satisfied enough. It is like a double result, right? Katy Perry's double as strong, but we can only be sure maybe with one thing, and one thing only. Back in the day, I was doing some weird shit of like creating cards instead of these, like better profiles, or like I added some songs to those profiles to keep their identity or something. But it kind of fell apart as like it's too difficult to edit and run around from profile to profile. It's better to have like a hub where everything gets edited easily and fast. But one thing I did with it is also Avril just kind of fucking lost herself all the way down here somewhere. Yeah, and right now I'm managing like way more people at the moment, just by checking their influence levels and not power levels, which I used to do. And those power levels are kind of weird. Okay, I just try and tune into as much content as possible, and to as like build the character and all that shit, and see how much power I can generate out of just random little tokens that I can find in music videos or in lyrics, or just in the idea of what the music video is about, right? Like, You put that together into some kind of power level, into an identity that you can relate to, or you can unleash, and that's it. I think I want to like try and revive this. It's very energy intensive, which is something that I'm trying to avoid as much as possible. But I have to try sometimes, you know, to bring myself back to the roots, and this is one of those serious challenges that have to happen, basically, and see what happens. Instead of just doing a new profile for Katie, I will also reestablish what power level is and what is exactly I'm trying to calculate here. And what can I do? And maybe it's actually quite an interesting thing to revive and rework. I have started reworking. It looks a little better. You know, that sort of way. Looks super clean. You have your power level, you have your prestige, I guess. You earn your influence. And then something basically. I don't know what that's supposed to be. But I always want 4 definitions to work together. So it's potentially still possible to build high tier profiles, but I still don't want to do it that way. It's also possible that certain profiles can actually have power levels of some kind, or like plus like bonuses for a limited amount of time. I don't know. That's something that we can explore right now, this last hour. Alright. I think at this point I'm stuck here, and the only move forward I can do is just create software for this thing. Because I don't want to move any backwards. I moved one step forward, and this is as good as it gets. The only question is, can I assign some kind of boost if I do this specific test? Do you get rewarded for it, or you just get basic influence points? Yeah, it is absolutely scary. It's something like necessary to kickstart a day or something. But it's too intense, as I've said. You can't actually do it too many times. So for special occasions it's available, and maybe once a day it's available, but that's about it. I can't afford to actually do it too often. It's kind of like special type of yoga, or you know, you don't actually overwork your body because you're gonna get destroyed by exercise. You're not supposed to do exercise too much in general. Yoga is like on the edge of you doing the most important exercise up to the point where you're just kind of bodybuilding, and you don't want to cross that edge because you're not that kind of person, you know. You don't want to over-define yourself with something you're not, especially if you cannot afford it. It's crazy. Usually in a time of like very difficult decision, it's best to just pick both, or split in a way that you get the best of both. Shut up, Miley Cyrus. Shut the fuck up. No. No both worlds, okay? You get the... Okay, yeah, I guess that's what I have to... It's literally ingrained in my brain that this is how you choose, right? If you have never tested a flavor, you pick it up and test it. It's gonna be great. Okay, that's how you choose. You just get the value straight away. If you have to pick between two, well, you have to cut somewhere in the middle, you know? All the time. because there are reasons. You know, I can't just choose between two girls. And that's not how it works. I pick one, squeeze it right in here, and call her new name. The only problem is, like, Katie doesn't actually have any booster points. So, okay, this is the ceiling point, so I don't lose anything, but I also don't gain anything. I'm just gonna call her Kavay, because it's lava. It's lava right there, in the name. But now with the K. That's it. I don't know how to do this. This is somehow it's T. I will need something better. But that's the only way that I can figure out how to choose between two people, is just, oh, your name is gonna get punched in the face. Now you're in! Congratulations! You're part of a team. Now Lavi's not gonna take over. That's the biggest question, is like, do I want the guy to take over? Naturally? Is Jimmy capable of defeating everyone else? Because for now, Lava is gonna be here. Right in here. Gonna be the new magic queen. Fucking weird, right? But it's not weird. She was able to peak a completely next level of magic with the stupid Hello Kitty. I can't imagine. It's like, and then she disappears, and it's still magical when she reappears. Now that's fucking magic, okay? Creating like this invisible struggle and living through this. I don't know. It feels natural. But it's too natural. That's why I added her to my team. It's weird, okay? It's gonna be weird saying goodbye and swapping like this. So the question is, how do I remove weirdness? I'm trying to put it this way. And maybe we can put it into a token. By the way, friendship and unicorns, you know how the phrase ends, right? Friendship is magic. I think I've said it once or twice, but like, that's what it is, dude. It's fucking illusion most of the time. And when it actually happens, I guess you have the most expensive gift of life you have ever received. So be fucking appreciative about it. Yeah, it is very tough to be the best fucking person in the world, especially if nobody loves you, because that's the only thing that's gonna enable me to actually embrace myself and unleash myself onto the world, right? It doesn't fucking matter if I'm the greatest person if nobody fucking cares, right? But I just have to sit there and wait and be greater and greater and greater until the explosion eventually happens. But then the question is, did one person love me, or did enough people love me? Are they capable of handling the greatness, right? That's another thing, right? I can sit here and now, after comparisons, I'm like, yeah, I'm great. One thing that I found is Vanessa Hutchins, man. Man, this is some top tier photo shoot. I would not fucking give you guys photos of a photo shoot, but I'm like, damn, what have you done to me right now? That look. You know, if I could just erase Katy Perry real quick and Avril Lavigne. You know, it's like for the perfect face of how a sad person's supposed to look like, fire person's supposed to look like, you know, like, shit. That's how it's supposed to look like, okay? That's higher tier, dude. I don't know what fucking demons you're looking at, but, you know. That's why she's kind of always on top tier, but always behind. One step behind. What's gonna be your name when you win? Vanessa, what the fuck is that name? It's useless to me. La Vanessa? Okay. Alright, I need to redeem 8 likes, dude. Somebody liked me on Tinder. Oh my god. Who could it be? What kind of fucking stupid person would do that? So, certainly not a hot person, because nobody's hot knows what they're doing here, okay? See, this fucking ugly shit. So let's skim that ugly shit real quick. Until I run out of stuff. Alright, here we go. We can do this now. And let's write them something stupid. It's so fucking awkward every time, like, you look at someone's Instagram, and they just have 2,000 followers randomly, right? Just because they're on fucking Tinder. It's ridiculous. It pisses me off. Because, like, how am I supposed to... Wow, you just, that happened to you. There's no way you can come back from that. It's like, now you have to play a stupid game somewhere else. You can't just match me. That's impossible. How do I fucking react to that? But oh well. I'll try. See, I'm supposed to have fun, and what she actually did is put nothing as a picture, which is pretty interesting, right? And you can check my Instagram though. You know, I'm too lazy for that. Oh boy. I mean, I genuinely believe Instagram is better than just Tinder. So if they give you their Instagram, you should probably follow them up. It's kind of lame, but you just kind of have to do it. Okay, whatever. Jesus, man, I'm burning up. Just trying to think, how the fuck do you start anything? I mean, I've started many times already, and it's kind of just as simple of just saying whatever. It's not supposed to matter what you say first. So I just kind of probably need to put just a little bit more time of being like... I mean, it is important to, like, introduce yourself, and then maybe they do the same thing, you know, that's it. And then you can start picking apart things, and then it works out. Let's hope that fucking makes sense. But then how do you relate your self-introduction to what you're reacting to already? Because you're reacting to something, you know? And that's where I don't want to introduce myself. I don't want to fucking do anything. I just want to say what is the direction that we're going to be going with the conversation, and that's it. How do we start and add as much speed as possible to this whole bullshit? But it does require an insane amount of speed to actually break walls and insecurities, so yeah. Starting point, holy shit. Very difficult. Yeah, I think what you have to do, just as a rule of thumb, you just have to get those hooks, basically. As a girl, you know, those quotes. I'm literally replying to a quote saying some people never go crazy, what truly horrible lives they must lead. And I don't expect her to be crazy or whatever, or any stranger to be crazy. Let's do one more round. It's kind of weird, but yeah, you're just trying to look for a hook. If they give you Instagram, you go for a hook, or if you don't see a hook, you have to have your own hook. And I like... but at the same time, you have to be interested in your own hook. It can change every fucking day. It's ridiculous. So you just have to throw your hook, basically, right? What do you think about this? Try and... that's about it. Just what do you think? Because you just genuinely need a reaction, right? You need to start something out of nothing. You kind of requesting a hook by throwing a hook. It's another fucking weird thing, because you're the one that's supposed to start a conversation and you don't have any tools to do that, so you have to be like upset about it, but you just... Okay, maybe you have more than I got, and it's so weird. It's so fucking weird. How do I start, though? Fucking weird, dude. Stop analyzing me. I just want to go. No. Get at least one more like, dude. And it's just completely worthless. This part is completely worthless, by the way. Who likes you or who doesn't like you. If you fucking care about this too much, you can get lost yourself in some stupid shit. Like, okay, she has a hook. She has some stuff written. Right, at least you can see that there's stuff written here, okay? The scariest part is that she's probably a fucking vampire anyways. And I'm mixing shit up again. Because she smiles so often I can't fucking find now her not smiling too hard. What is going on? What is this feature, right? That's what vampires do. They have narrow eyes because they smile too hard. Fucking Chinese smile. Yeah, okay. Like please. This sucks, man. If this turns out to be a fucking... Because I still don't have her personality check. I mean, I have to like be at least very familiar with all her music, or find an interview. Otherwise I'm screwed. I don't know who she is at all. Alright, I admit, now that I checked Ashley Benson, it's like, wow, that's a crybaby right there. She's about to cry every time, and she's about to laugh every time. Vanessa, that is. And yeah, that... How did personality swap so quickly? I don't get it, okay? I'm so bad. No, I mean... There are these basic things that I have to respect, and now that I look at it, oh, yeah, okay. Except, I still don't have like a strong basis besides looking at expressions and trying to find that one emotion. So bear with me, okay? But I feel it's pretty consistent. Like, you look at someone's face, you jump into that emotion and you like reenact it, and oh yeah, that's what it relates to. And it just is. I have no idea why people can't run away from that major emotion, like one out of 4 emotions. They just can't fucking run away from that. They get trapped in that personality. And it's game over. Even though, yeah, Selena looks like she's sad, but that's just the flavor, okay? She's still like looking down, I guess, but not. It's so weird. She's more like observing her partner. I don't know. She's the one looking down, but she's one like almost sleeping. Oh man, it's tough. These ones are easy, right? These ones are fucking tough now, because I guess it's not an observation. It's not a reaction. It's more like within an emotion coming from within yourself, or just emptiness. the way to cope with emptiness. I don't know. Peter Schiff is right. He talks about July 5th, everyone. Welcome. Actually, is this good enough to finish my documentation of 3 hours every time? Or let's just put it this way. Finish my 3rd hour. Okay? Is this gonna be enough? Because, no, it's just a small little thing that I want to say about America. It has been wasted, you know? The dream has popped up, the American dream has been built, and it has been wasted and used as a resource. Now everyone has to flee and find a new place to build their dreams. But what is most important here is that America is dying, and it keeps on dying, and it still holds like the most poppy powers, basically, most popular dreams and decisions, I suppose. Whatever it makes, it's very important. Whatever it puts into public sphere is very important. But now it's getting kind of wasted. It's very difficult to say. Like, yeah, influence-wise, I think maybe YouTube has been more influential at some point in the past, but there's no way to actually check that anymore. So this whole topic is like super complicated. Like, what is gonna happen to America? Like, they have to flee the government that is destroying their freedoms now, that has taken over, besides protecting the people. But, like, what is the next step then? You have to flee into the internet, you know, and you have to establish yourself here. There's no other way. But it's so fucking weird, right? Because there's no substance yet. There's no mining of, like, yeah, you can move here and you can do this. There's no actual action that you can perform to establish yourself into a new country. So there's something else going on. There's some kind of other type of thing that's happening, basically, right? Before even the foundation of something, there is the crisis, kind of. We're living through crisis until we realize fully what the foundation of the next thing is going to be, and what is going to serve us. What is the next step in human evolution or whatever. This is kind of one of those rare edited uploads, maybe even like the rarest thing ever that he did to put himself on the map, at least. I put most of the people kind of split between the meme team or the anti-meme team. I'm not sure what's gonna be the way I decide this, but that's where I keep them right now. There's a lot of people who basically could make a lot of impact, but they're not widening their range in terms of topics or in terms of presentation. So it keeps them a little bit hard to approach or hard to be entertained, you know, that sort of stuff. So here's how you can maybe map things out. You have a dream, have establishment, you have a spread of that dream, which creates invitations, tourism. It's kind of like a proof. But the proof happens actually later, once the people who are invited come in and prove that the dream is real, that you can become something, and no, that you can immigrate, right? I think Selena is kind of an immigrant. Rebecca Black is immigrant. Like, that's a big deal. Latina, let's go, boys. No, back off. Don't spread your identities here. Okay, so you have the proof, and you have kind of second dream. I don't know. Because after it's proven, it's literally in this like dormant state of evolving, I guess. So let's just call it dormant, and then it slowly freezes. Let's say winter. Right, because at some point resources are finished, and then you're met with some kind of weird ideas that don't really add up anymore. Right, and this eventually we get to Donald Trump, that comes into this winter and is like, well, people still want to dream, and we have to make the winter even more vicious against everyone else. So we have to build a wall. We have to resist people coming in, because we're holding the dream. Well, the dream is no longer the dream after the winter, as you can tell. And Donald Trump would want to like make America not winter again, but also he wants to protect the dream, and there is this conflict all of a sudden, because he just became a president that erupted this idea basically to everyone else. Everyone has to deal with this idea, and conflict turns slowly into crisis. Right, a crisis that creates a new dream eventually. Right, that's the cycle, I think. So what do we have? 8 steps till another dream. Technically 9, because this is not exactly a dream. This is dreaming, okay? It takes a lot of dreaming until you get to the dream. So here you go. As you can tell, I'm already here. I'm already at the point of dreaming, and I'm not within crisis within myself, right? I already jumped to the next point, because like that's what's gonna be happening, and I have to prepare myself very, very well, better than anyone else could ever be prepared and could ever execute this dreaming state. You know, who could be better than me? No. I've done the fucking conflict. I've done the crisis. I've done the winter. Did I do that? Was I part of American history in general at all? It's kind of weird. But and how long is this? Are these periods also? It's really difficult to tell. However, I use 10-year marking, so we can try and do this. Next date, or like this: 4-1, 3-4. I'm just gonna add these in. This seems very solid, but also kind of missing a few pieces, right? Because then it would actually encompass everything from 1.1 to 4.1. Actually, there's 7 pieces missing, actually, so there's more to it. there's more behind dream and dreaming. Unless it is a full cycle, and then I have to shrink down these numbers and insert steps basically in between. I'm not sure what I have to do, so I'll just leave it there. Maybe I'll, meditate on that. Maybe that helps. Okay, I'm immediately realizing that the dreaming stage can evolve a little bit forward and prioritizing, or rather buying. You're preparing resources right now, because the dream itself is kind of like announcement. I have an announcement to make, and the dream is happening. Everyone is gathering. So we can do this. It's like the dream. For me, this a special type of gathering. It's like fireside gathering. Okay, this is something Hearthstone has invented, and so I just say fire gathering. Fire gathering, something that burns gathering, and that's literally what number 2 presents. Is Earth. Is something that burns, and something that can be turned into fire very, very easily. You don't turn trees into fire. You turn it into fire using effort. Okay, trees don't turn into fire naturally. That's kind of an important point. So you're buying things, and then you destroy the rest. I guess spread the ashes. I'm not sure. Alright, I think I actually just finished it up. The entire dream sequence. Alright, so after the dreaming phase, you buy resources, you poke holes to the resources that you think you don't need anymore. Whatever is left over, you're trying to poke holes and, you buy up the loose resources, something that you never thought you needed. And then you just burn everything and spread the ashes to let everyone know, basically, kind of. And then you create a secret gathering of all the things that you bought. Like, a lot of people would want that, And so the gathering starts happening. And people just exchange very expensive ideas or plans. Then they do the testing on the public and figures out what works and what doesn't work. And just tries to enjoy life with those ideas in mind. That's kind of the testing. You're trying to be normal, but you still are better than everyone else, technically. Then you do the competition. You know that you're better than everyone else, and when other people kind of poke holes at you, you want to drag them into competition and just to crush them, basically, and show them who's boss, so you earn all their respect points, and you totemize those respect points into becoming a celebrity, technically. That's kind of how it works. Alright. This is a big one, because this actually aligns with the numbers. And it could mean so much more than just what I presented. I don't know. But I don't wanna go deeper than this. Fuck it. I'm good. Sitting here, right here. I'm good. I'm good sitting in the future, which is kind of weird. We're gonna live through a crisis period. Now the problem is like, shit. I only have so many years to live, and I'm just gonna be a dreamer for like 10 years to come until it actually starts happening for everyone else. Well, that fucking sucks. I can kill myself already. I don't know. It's just just what life happens to be. Almost it's like too slow for anything major to happen. But at the same time, you can still observe the entire sequence, I think. You have the history, and you have your ideas for the future, and you have your family and shit that you can establish. Or you don't even have to establish a family, you just have to establish a fan base. You have to be important in history. You have to write yourself in history, or whatever. That sort of stuff. One interesting thing is that I am in a dreaming sequence right now. Like, I cannot buy anything. I can't afford anything to buy. But in the future, you would be able to invest just purely with effort. You don't have to, like, invest money into anything. You just buy things solely by putting your eyeballs onto something. I don't care. Experiencing things. Experiencing games. Tests. All kinds of stupid things. Right? That's how you'll buy things most of the time. A lot of things are going to be free. Because they will want to hook you up with something. And throw you into a bigger world. Where things kind of have higher value and have to be bought. Because they will teach you all these things. Of why and what kind of effort it takes to build them. And all that shit. So you'll know what you're getting. That's the moment where buying is fair, all of a sudden. Right now, what's fair is crisis. Oh, it's weird, right? Okay. Government meals, everyone. Here you go. Crisis for you. Crisis for you. Drama, drama, drama. You want some drama? Come here. Okay, I can't even survive, like, the first sequence. Or like this after the intro sequence, which is also hardcore. Skrillex, you know. And then they sit in a classroom and they just blast you with sexual imagery. Mostly Vanessa blasts you with ouch. Now she's all grown up. She's ready to go get the fuck out of here because she's not actually a fire element, which I'm looking for, so viciously that I put all these people except Dave Days because, you know, he's an old guy who got way too much reputation but got booted out eventually. So, well, he can. No, it's really tough because the moment he like highlights Tiffany and Tiffany is like, oh shit. She's way more awesome than you, and like, yeah, all the guys suck right now until they fucking figure out. I don't know what they have to figure out. Their own identities. I mean, Dave Days is not a problem because he's like left YouTube at this point. That's how I count it. I don't know. There's no way to reverse this. So that could be the main reason. Many things could be main reasons. I don't care. Let's move on. Let's put her somewhere where she belongs. A wind element. Anyone wants some? Alright, I'm dumping her here. Temple? Yeah. I wish. I guess that's appropriate. And I can switch her up with Demi. Oh shit, what the hell? Here you go. Easy peasy. You're at least better than someone else who I didn't thought you were, but like, okay. Alright, Spring Breakers fucking suck. Let's go play Minecraft. Actual Minecraft. Where mining is actually the third best way to sell things, I guess. The first way to sell things is alchemy. The second way is smithing. So you literally have third best way to earn money in the game. Maybe not the crazy as best, but when you make the difficulty like the highest difficulty, that's the only thing you got. You can't kill nobody. You can't loot nobody. You gotta go into the mines and get that loot, man. Get that gold. I'm listening to H3 podcast with the Jew Warrior, I guess. That's how he's presented. Okay. It's so weird because they immediately right now talking about presentation. And right now media is like working for the outrage culture. So they would present people in a bad light. But media always does that fucking shit, you know. Oh, they're trying to catch criminals and shit. Those reporters are like little detectives of looking out for criminals, or even tempting criminals to actually exist. I have no fucking idea how early that starts. Even though, yeah, I'm kind of putting him in a meme team, really. I kind of have to. Epic Mealtime is still a meme. But I also felt watching this video was like, if people fucking accuse me and outrage on me, it's not gonna end well. It's just gonna embrace me to become a lot more evil towards them. Because they banning themselves, basically. Whenever I get banned, whenever I get rejected, you banning yourself. And you might be ejected completely out of existence. I don't know. Rejection is quite an interesting concept. Why don't we fucking dive into it? Let's see what I can come up with. I already talked about dumping. So rejection is literally like a synonym to that. But there's more to it. Right? There's this active rejection of like, this person is bad. And you get rejected because of that thing. So you call someone a predator or whatever, and you get rejected for that thing. What do you fucking do? Because this is a fucking complicated puzzle that someone just threw in. It's stuck with you, and it's super complicated now. Like, what is going on with this shit? This is not okay. Same goes with rejection, where you even get rejected for trying something, and then you're labeled as, like, still a predator, right? Like, you still, in my case, right? I'm just approaching a girl, I'm, like, curious, and it's like, oh no, girls are only objects that you're not supposed to be friends with, you know, that sort of stuff. Okay, so that's how you untangle the puzzle? You just kill the other person who just threw you a predator card? That's the way you fucking beat this puzzle, you know? Oh, what did you say about me? Let's kill you now. You're a dead person. You know, that's the label that you have to fucking give to someone. Whoever gives you a bad label, you have to put them a skull mark, basically. Pirate ships are off to sail, and we're fucking hunting him down now. Let's chase this motherfucker. This is it. That's the only way to do it. Someone is being an asshole and putting a bad name or ruining someone else's reputation. No, that's not gonna work. Alright? You look forward, dude. You look forward in your life and what you want to do in your life. Don't look in other people's lives and fucking try and ruin that, because that's theft. That's another layer of theft, you know, that people still don't fucking recognize, because Americans just turn into thieves all the way around, alright? That's amazing, though, recognizing that shit. Okay. So let's put a token name thief. This is even worse, you know? I mean, I always complain about, like, okay, friendship is magic, but there's also people who fucking steal that shit from everyone else because they feel so upset that they cannot make any friends, even when they have a lot of people around them. Like, and they feel that they have the attention, but they don't have the friendship because they don't know how to fucking make friendship, and that's I lived through like a miniature version. Not a very good version, okay, not a very rich version, not a very popular version, but a version of something that I can relate now to everyone else who are being attacked terribly, who are rightfully in a crisis, I suppose. For me, I can't live in a crisis. I have to look forward to the next big thing. So I'm sorry about that. Because I'm not popular, and I'm not gonna pop in this period, and just it's not gonna happen. So I have to keep on looking forward, which is upsetting, but that's the only way that I can entertain myself, and a lot of people have to do the same thing. They might not have as much responsibilities because they're not as high of a tier as I am, but okay. You have to deal with your stuff very similarly. Being tier 4 is like the most relatable guy ever. I don't want to fucking go out there. Out there you get eaten. So you stay at home. Not because of coronavirus or anything. You literally get eaten. So be careful, guys. For as long as people are not aware of name thieving, though, it is correct to name thief as hard as you can, because people kind of deserve to slow down in whatever they're pursuing as well. It's more of a slowing down process. So you can see how everything is like double-edged, and you can't really completely destroy the concept of name thieving is just the worst version of actual thieving. Well, copyright is thieving. That's now operating in full blast as well. Shit. In both sides, it's kind of just unresolved conflict. At some point, copyright will not be an issue, and you will be able to do whatever you want. You just might not get a lot of credit for piecing together what already has been created. But we still don't know how to evaluate all these things, and we're not even trying to right now. We don't feel like we can do that. Alright, so we have to keep on moving to something simpler. And name thieving is something that I just discovered for you guys to understand what it is, but a lot of people don't know. So it's more like a challenge to the popular kids on YouTube, basically. And they have to live through this and figure it out for themselves. But now, once we understand it, and once we full blast what it is, name thieving is gonna be just as big of a name like racism, right? It's just gonna be as big, and people will stop really fast, because that is what's gonna ruin your reputation. If you try and name thief, if you're trying to be a criminal, it's gonna ruin your reputation very quickly. See, the real job of police is not yet discovered. What is the police supposed to do over the internet? When people's self-esteem is being popped by some fucking thieves, we're supposed to catch those assholes and slow them down as well. But first, right now, we're dealing with the internet that's totally wild and untamed, right? So everyone can do anything just for the sake of showing us what is possible and allowing us to define things. Until we do that, we can't slow things down because we don't have all the Pokemons captured, basically. Capture all Pokemon! Until you capture all Pokemon, we still have a wild fucking internet out there. And the game is on, boys. But we have to capture those Pokemon as a solid community, if I ever want to do that. So I guess that's the other side of For the Arcade. I finally discovered catch all Pokemon. Let's go. All of them. and then we will slow them down, shut down channels and all that shit. We're gonna be name thieves. I'm sorry about that. You don't know how to use name thieving? I know how to use name thieving. So I'm gonna fucking do it successfully, at least. People get outraged. Well, I get angry. Here's a weird token saying that work is evil. I'm not a person who works a lot throughout the day or whatever, or who likes work, or has a lot of talents honed up. I do some singing, and that's about it. And I did programming, which gave me a little bit of a expertise on how to make games. And then I'm like, oh, I'm a kind of game engineer, and I would love to make a game if I have guts to just finish my engine, which I literally don't want to do any of that shit anymore. I have to sit through and survive for as long as it takes, and watch everyone succeed while they work very hard and they know what they're doing because they're already getting paid and they got up there, and I don't have guts to chance myself up in there. But the biggest problem is like, yeah, it's not just high production people getting up there. Normally, what you get up on YouTube with is just higher quality videos than everyone else, and you have to really polish those thumbnails to look like fucking Dragon Balls that everyone wants to collect and everyone wants to click on. I can't do any of that shit. I'm just gonna sit back and be a spectator. Now, those who can make it there, they possess quite a problem, basically. Because after doing a lot of work, they technically can take all the credit and not leave it for the viewers, not leave it for the community. And while they get all the credit, quite a chunk goes to the government, basically. So there are two winners out of this thing. A person who felt like when you work hard, you get rewarded, and government who thinks that having great people and stealing their credit, or you kind of somehow deserve that credit. Obviously not, but taxing great people is wonderful job, basically, and we can reinvest that into growing the government as well. Well, I shouldn't even give government a voice or an intention. It's more like government is literally evil, and what you actually want to grow is the internet, the power of the internet, and whoever is on the internet, you should congratulate for making it this far. Not just take all the credit, because the moment you take all the credit, you're probably going to waste it, and most actual credit that's actually going to be reinvested into something useful, going to go to the government, and the government is going to, continue his business, and maybe even crash the internet, maybe even crash all the humanity's progress, This is the evil that we're fighting against. So you have to really fucking figure out, if you are a worker, how well are you going to survive with your stupid ass work? Or are you just a slave without you even knowing it? A slave to yourself, first of all. It's like, I have many talents, everyone is watching my videos and all that shit, and yeah, but who cares? You get all the credit, right? It's not like I watch your video and I get to be happy about it. It's not like I watch your video and I am super entertained and educated. No, we watch videos because we have nothing better to do, apparently, most of the time. You're just fucking lucky, dude. And it's a deep topic. it's something that I will have to dig into. Simply because a lot of people, they will think they have an edge on me. They think they have more subscribers than me, but they have fucking zero chance of fucking surviving with their sanity intact when I present with full streak of information of how overworked, overcredited, and well wasted they are in the end. Because when you get money, you have to treat it so fucking carefully. You have no idea. You have no idea. If you're a celebrity, you probably want to keep quite a decent chunk in the back pocket, because you never know when you have to escape, and when the fan base turns against you. Now, will that actually start happening? I have no idea. But the internet is constantly evolving, and not in a good way, because a lot of people who're supposed to be rewarded for commenting, even for just watching your video, they should be kind of rewarded, and they're not. And I'm just kind of like feeding into the madness by being another one of those people who will not be rewarded. See, I smell this bullshit from far away now, because I've dove into some bullshit that people came up with, created some kind of expectation that I have to meet, right? If I'm approaching a girl, I'm trying to be her boyfriend, her husband, and then fucking fuck babies out of her, like, this fucking bullshit. How far does it go? Obviously, oh well, you just want to use her as an object and be her boyfriend and shit. No, being someone's boyfriend is actually a pretty terrible idea then, if I want to use someone as an object. So, that's another thing that's kind of weird, like, yeah. No, but it's just some childhood trauma. Like, people are more mature right now. They understand that things are a lot less serious now that you're fucking adult. And so you can just trash me anyways, because your expectations are still out of control. Broken, basically. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much you age and what kind of trends you follow. The real maturity comes from having proper expectations, and I'm stuck dealing with people who don't understand what I want at all. Even though, and should they give it to me, and is that gonna be a win-win situation most of the time? Like, why don't you observe that? It's kind of weird. So yeah, it is difficult to actually do it, right? Because the only way you can see people giving you win-win interactions is when you appreciate your money. That's it. You do trades that just kind of make you happy. It's like you ask people to make you happy, somewhat like Mr. Beast style, but a little bit more fair, right? And a little bit more deep. And Mr. Beast is the only fucking person who's like breaching that level of kind of science. Like, if you're looking for science, like, Mr. Beast is this fucking scientist right there. I can give him the tag of science anytime, because that's all. That's the most groundbreaking thing that I experience on YouTube. Is just money giving away to someone else. Like, that's the most groundbreaking thing. Like, yeah, I might have like 0.1% chance to get money from him or something, and that would change my life completely. And I might want to prepare myself for that. I don't know. I just now sit here and like, that's kind of interesting. They're playing Minecraft. It bothers me, And, well, he is a secret weapon, though. And he doesn't exist on the list because he's a secret. Shh, don't tell. I'm not going to tell anyone that you're giving money to kids right now. crazy. Because that would be illegal in my world. You know, you have to... If you're giving up money, you gotta do it fairly, and you have to be very respectful to everyone participating in all that shit. And even contests are not exactly fair. Like, there has to be layers that you have to break through, like filters, to get into deeper and deeper level of contest. If you're doing that, so you can reward everyone who fail, technically, who have tried, who have given you enough work and preparation and all that stuff, because that's the only way that you can get through to the next level. If you're just good, if you show talent that needs to be rewarded, and if you had nowhere else to go to be rewarded otherwise, which is another sad story, isn't it? Like, there's a lot of layers that you can peel off, but it's not Mr. Beast's fault in any way. He's just running a show, which is interesting. Okay, an interesting peek into YouTube's economy. Because literally that's what it means for me right now. I need influence, I need economy. It's literally the same thing, almost. Because how much money you make and how much money you reinvest to influence other people, and how you're doing it, hopefully not evil ways. Because eventually, if you mistreat what your work does to you, it gets so weird. And I don't want to see workers, bragging about how much they earn, because it's probably a very downgrading way to talk about your wealth. Most of the time you're just lucky, and you're representing something, and that's a huge responsibility that you might not be aware of. And it's no longer work, it's about representation, meaning that you can sit back now and relax. You've reached that fucking peak. You probably need to change your life a little bit, which is the same story as I told about Notch. Is like, you get your fucking money, now you have to think. Okay, you're literally forced to think. You're also forced to be sweet, cool, and hot. All those things combined, because now you have power. And with great power comes great responsibility. And that responsibility is called mastering all four elements. It's literally mastering all four elements to a certain degree. Mastering that power. Actually, investing back into yourself. Not into your projects, not into your fucking dreams or bullshit that you came up with. No, you reinvest back into yourself. I didn't have to invest anything into myself, because life taken away everything from me, so everything just went automatically, and I just had to accept it to myself, instead of going rogue or something on an entire world and just stabbing everyone. Literally stabbing. Give me money. I stab you. Yes, I'm smart. I finished high school very well, okay. Good exam scores, yes. My teachers love me and all that. Maybe expected more from me, but fuck that shit. I never liked teachers anyways, because I never liked school. This is only just a phase of like good and bad. So you cannot just fully hate it, but it's corrupted, So you have to think of a better way out. You better move out, and you're glad it's over. That sort of stuff. Same goes when I have to deal with police. It's like, yeah, it's one of those. You have to be glad that when it's over. With doctors, same, like with the government, any form of government. You have to be glad that it's over. That's what government is. Can you imagine? It's just pure evil, because like, if you're glad that it's over, like, we're literally running away from that thing, because that thing exists simply because we decided that we no longer want to move. See, the biggest threat of the government is people moving. Just moving somewhere else and resettling, and all of a sudden we are just regenerating ideas of what it takes to build a new city. However, we don't need to move. To do that, we already are in the internet, and we have to just treat it as a new city, basically. It's a completely new place, and once people start realizing that, the government will start collapsing again. Because it's like, oh, I want to be on the edge of everything, and I want to be gaining all that credit, because that's what government is mainly supposed to do, is like be on the edge of everything, be everywhere as efficiently as possible. And the easiest way to do it is like if you have a country, oh, we're just gonna draw some borders and we're gonna take it, as a thing that we own now, because we're the government. We just own everything that is static, everything that sits and doesn't move. If there are wars happening, then the government isn't really interested that much in the wars, unless they can profit from it, unless the government is not under attack, When the wars are happening, government just moves out immediately, but otherwise, it is kind of scary when, like, Trump is talking about just closing borders and shit, and probably government close an entire border around Earth already, so you don't fucking move around at all. And there's probably already a border from us in space and whatever, but it's bullshit. We found one particular way, which is the only way, basically. Because if you really think, if government really has us by the balls and made us stationary, the only way out is to create a fucking portal, a matrix, a completely new dimension. Just force ourselves to do it, finally, invent things and all that. And maybe some people somehow re-engineered entire worlds to force this sort of behavior. Is kind of weird. I don't know, man. This is some deep shit. But most importantly, if you look small scope, you can see that internet is providing a completely next level ground that government can't reach, because everything moves around and changes and new trends come and go. Except, yeah, I mean, imagine the biggest, weirdest thing, and H3H3 is responsible for bringing the message out. The weirdest thing about YouTube is that YouTube does not announce anything. They don't have a channel, technically. Besides YouTube Rewind posts, there's nothing. Or is it? Let's double check. There's official YouTube channel. What does it do? It's definitely gonna do some stupid shit, right? But there are no officials of YouTube. It's very important. Almost I should be subscribed, because this is just gonna be filled with propaganda, maybe. How about that? I wish it was that simple, though. If someone was so evil, it would just be full of shit right now. No, it's just too random to actually make any sense. So that's not good. It's not useful at all. I think most important problem with the government is government actually exists not when the country's stationary, but when the people are stationary. When people have no ability to leave. When people are trapped. See, liking the place and being stationed at something you're still not going to be stationary. You're still going to be moving around and establishing yourself. You're going to establish your government that's going to outcompete the actual government that's trying to, establish across, entire country. Which is kind of a leakage of control or power, I suppose. That happens. People give up power very easily. And technically that's what's going on with the work as well. As you work, you earn a lot of money, then you have to decide, do you give up all that power, all that trust, and give it back to the government to do whatever it wants? Or what happens, right? It's a big decision. And this is mostly what you can judge YouTubers for. Depending on how much they earn, you can judge them accordingly. And I'll set that up real quickly, basically. The margins of earnings. The first margin is going to be of those of there's going to be split margin, right? People who hide their income and people who reveal it eventually. So for those who hide it, it's going to be a rough time. Maybe like 8 times rougher than those who reveal it. But we'll get to that. It's just a matter of time. Most importantly, so if you're not happy with where you live, you're gonna leak power. If I go and employ myself, and I'm just not happy, I'm fully employed in a shitty job, right? I'm still giving all that power to the government, basically. And I'm just getting a cut. And if I'm not happy, I'm not going to be able to set up my life here. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I don't know how that power leaks, actually. I mean, I'm realizing that, like in UK, you cannot do Jew jokes. And again, it comes from the podcast. Same podcast. Fucking weird. And so, there's a lot of things that I do because I'm not happy. Right? I find myself not being happy to do anything, to fucking live and secure my life. No. I'm deep in this fucking madness because I'm just smart enough to be here. That's how I feel. That's how a lot of people are supposed to do. Like, treat the government as shit, as the most useless entity, maybe more useless than some shitty YouTube videos, Because at least those things I can judge. Government just sits there and fucking waits until I poop more of my powers out, and they're just gonna scoop it. But for some, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's up. I feel really powerless against this bullshit. But really, the biggest importance for the government is like, yeah, you have to be politically correct or something. Yeah, hate speech has to be banned. All that shit. They slowly fucking destroy your weapons. Slowly take them over. And it's all because you're somehow unhappy. Right? You can be as unhappy as you fucking want as long as you don't have any money. Alright? That's why I'm probably totally equipped with this shit. But when you're unhappy having money, that's a different fucking story. Alright, government does not want to deal with poor people. It's like a threat. Because they know that's the biggest threat to them. If these people spread their unhappiness and are heard too many times, it just literally destroys the government. Because the government must help poor people. Just by default. They have to fucking try and equalize things as best as they can. So it doesn't matter what the fuck I spit out of my mouth. As long as I'm poor, you better fucking suck my dick and help me destroy the government. Well, you still can. It's fucking the voice of Jesus here. You know, anything that destroys the government, you should be really happy about it, because it's about decentralizing the government and giving it to you and everyone else that you love, you know. They're gonna have an ability to control their lives all of a sudden and be happy about it. And as long as you're unhappy, you will feed back into this fucking pool of shit that somebody controls, and somebody will be able to snatch you in the last moment and take them with you into fucking hell, basically. And everything will reset all of a sudden if we lost the game, basically. Every fucking stage in humanity is like a little fucking game that we can actually lose, but probably not going to, because reasons. It's weird. God is weird. I'm looking at you, God. You're fucking weird, dude. What are you doing? See, we can't lose, because the moment we start losing, our consciousness shuts down, and like you're dead technically at that point. And but those who still want to live, they will reactivate consciousness 20 million times, and they will actually experience a win much more efficiently, I guess. They're just gonna do it. If you're on tier 4, there's nothing that's gonna happen to shut you down anymore. Everything you experience is a win, because you're fighting for the right cause all the time. You can't stop, essentially. You're just waiting for that next challenging step that will make you wonder whether you're tier 4 or not for a moment. But it's almost like, well, it's done. I already am a winner within my lifetime. That's another problem. You know, like, shit, now I'm gonna win with it. Go to hell with a trophy. That's it. I don't know what happens after you die. Like, I don't know. I feel like I already won. Just by being who I am. Easy. Just by figuring out the end game and how you treat yourself against the government. Yep. See, I just need 3 fucking lines. I have everything to enable me. It's so easy. Man, I'm like, there's really no room for unhappiness, and there's so many people fucking spreading shit when you look into their profiles or their behavior. Just full of shit. Internet is right now full of fucking shit, and you would ban like 90% of the internet just to fucking breathe again of like what is actually relevant. Just muffle those pieces of shit. You know, don't let them fucking hurt you. Those ban hammers, it's mine now. I'm gonna fucking ban you out of the internet real quick. And this is gonna happen. Oh boy. It's the only way we can save ourselves from the internet government. You know, another fucking form of government. All of a sudden. Yeah, it sounds like if I started taking away weapons and all that shit and starting banning people, like that's no border creation. That's like literally half of the creation of the government, right? If I started to be like, oh, I have a team and everyone else has a team, that's like politics all of a sudden. And yes, that's exactly it. I'm gonna be so close to becoming a government that the government is gonna be jealous. You know, what is that? That's like the government. That's like me. Why are you not contacting me? You know, I'm just like your fucking neighbor now. You know, and fuck that shit. I'll show middle finger and they can fuck themselves if they think they have anything to do with me whatsoever. They have mimicked me and they have predicted my movements all the way through, you know. fuck this shit. I can borrow as many ideas from you as I want. There's no copy strike, okay? This is a new country. You get out of my sight. Fucking stop pretending that you control anything just because I took some ideas. Some things look similar, you know? I don't know. People can come up with some stupid shit. I'm just using the border idea and the government idea, and it feels similar, right? If there's a guy in control, but I'm simply a guy who knows shit, you know? You have to still prove your intelligence to run the government. Yeah, that's a big deal. Whoops. You have to outsmart me to be able to even get my attention as a person from the government, you know, like, yeah. That's quite a lot of work you have to do to catch up. To not be under a threat right now. Well, that's about it for now. I hope you not enjoyed my 3 hours of random stuff. Let's open another box. So I don't know, man. I don't like the Switch, but I'll take it. And that's kind of the main part of the episode that I wanted to make sure it's completed. But I'm still insecure, so I'm like leaving the points be separated. I'm not sure what's gonna happen at any point. Anything can happen. I'm gonna open up Billboard. I don't think it's gonna be that entertaining for me. I really doubt it. And I feel super fucking numb every single time. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Or I'm just not I don't know, man. Maybe I'm doing too many things and it's overwhelming. That's what it is. Let's put it that way. Overwhelming. It's overwhelming and also very confusing because there's nobody to help me. Even punch myself in the face if I wanted that, you know. There's nobody. It's literally Minecraft. Nothing is happening, so you get to build your own fucking dirt castles and shit, and nobody's there to observe it either. So you kind of just want something small and efficient, something that satisfies only you, and you don't have to worry about other people's opinion because they don't have one. I mean, if internet had an opinion, there would be plenty of fucking assholes flooding in right now, and internet does not have an opinion. Internet is just a place filled with bored and stupid people. Something you want to ban until you finally see that gold, you know? So that's the real Minecraft, guys. We're mining people. We're mining their business and seeing, are you golden or just fucking dirt? We need to rate them. We need to put them in a tier list of how much care you showing to the internet, because it's a new place. And now, I hope now I have convinced you that I'm putting so much care, so much effort into this, just fully giving myself up to this. And I love it, you know, I'm showing my love, my appreciation, my intelligence, all that shit. I'm tier 4. You better stop having doubts. The only time you can have doubts, so for a long time you will not be able to, but the moment I earn too much money, right, that's when you can ask me, well, now what? You know, you're so fucking smart, now what you gonna do? And that's when I'm presented with an actual challenge. Right now, it's a fucking breeze. I can just naturally do this and not break a sweat because I'm equipped. You know, already. I'm prepared for this, okay? I'm over-prepared. So I'm like, I will feel numb and I will feel like too comfortable doing this. Or so comfortable that I'm uncomfortable. And now I'm like, but I wanted to be comfortable in this position, you know. I wanted to so much prepare that I feel comfortable the whole way through, and that's a little bit weird, you know. being uncomfortable because you're too comfortable. No! How do I adjust this? I don't know, it's complicated, okay? I like to be very, very prepared for everything. But the best way to do it is to just do whatever. Whatever you feel is a problem. I'll fix that and that and that and look into this, yeah, and that looks interesting. Okay. Just keep on doing that. Okay, so the way we started it, right? Rents, jobs, ships, these are your responsibilities. Okay? Where you live, what you do, and who's your buddies, who's your circle of connections. These are your main responsibilities, which also includes fourth responsibility, is just punching government in the balls of like, I can actually do this, you know. I can actually take care of those things, even when the world collapses. You know, I'm at home right now, so that's technically how you can probably identify people. How do you do this one though? What the fuck? What's my... Oh, how many friends I have. That's probably a good way to do it. So I'm at home. I hate jobs. Please convince me otherwise. I need help, you know. I need to find even a better job for myself, you know. Naturally somehow. But that never happens. So I hate jobs. I'm technically at ground zero. You can call it home. Somewhere where you don't have to pay rent. That's the most beautiful answer. And, you know, if you have to pay rent, you at least should have a good job at the same time, you know. All of those things kind of move forward altogether. You cannot just move two things forward and feel like, oh, you have achieved something. No, you have to also have enough friends to surround you and to make you happy. Like, there's no fucking way to move two things at a time. All things have to move forward. Alright? Including your power to kick government in the balls, because that's a hidden thing that you have to know how to do. So yeah. And I have 0 friends, and the friends that I think I could have kind of hate me already, so maybe half. If I piece together Frankenstein monster, maybe there's 1 friend altogether. 1 friend. Maybe more like 0.8 friends. Because it's still a... It's probably useless though, you know? That sort of friend. Sort of friend that you kind of hate. After you build a Frankenstein, you kind of smell, you fucking piece of shit. Also stupid, potentially, or just plain useless and have stupid ideas still left. Okay. So yeah, I have 4/5 of a friend. That's pretty good. I like that. Not very active. Not very supportive. It's just I guess that's still pretty good. I mean, my job is still not a 0%. It's like play RuneScape is my job right now. That's it. So you know, I'm not at completely self-destruction mode. Not completely hopeless. But I'm kind of showing signs of like, yeah, this is not okay. This is definitely not okay. Nobody should be at 0 rent, where you don't have to pay rent, because you know you're in a shitty place at that point. And I kind of am in a shitty place. But at the same time, right now, 0 rent almost means fucking heaven right now. Because your place is supposed to be internet, and the other place is the way that you isolate yourself. How well can you isolate from as many people as possible? So technically, I'm in fucking heaven. My job is like the easiest job ever. Okay, play a game. Okay, I can do that. And I have many friends that I can look up over the internet. I like a lot of people. They might not interact with me, but they send me free videos that I can watch, unpack, analyze, and put them, in a and manage. That's a friendship. That friendship kind of inquires that you are interested in something, I suppose, and you're getting a lot of help or entertainment. I don't know how to deal with this, but there's a secret way to look at this from one more perspective forward, from like the highest perspective of like, no, my life is like perfect right now. I'm sorry you asked, and I had to introduce myself like a fucking loser, which I didn't have to do. And that's really complicated already. Like, what the fuck? What a fucking genius do you have to be to even understand what I just said, Like, let alone come up with this shit. So yeah, happy ray tracing, boys. See you guys in the next episode. Mind tracing, that's right.